In the heart of Romania, a castle lurks in the shadows, its past shrouded in terrifying tales. Nestled within the scenic town of Brasov, Bran Castle stands as a monument to mystery and fear. Its stone walls have witnessed centuries of history, each era leaving behind its own spectral imprint. Our story begins with an unusual occurrence. An anonymous invitation, ornate and old-fashioned, arrives at the doorstep of our main character. The words, scripted in an elegant yet unsettling handwriting, beckon them to Bran Castle. The reason? Unspecified. The sender? Unknown. The invitation, disturbingly vague, sparks a curious blend of excitement and apprehension within them. The castle, often whispered about in hushed, fearful tones, has long been a source of local legend and lore. Despite the fear gnawing at their courage, the lure of the unknown proves too strong to resist. And so, with a pounding heart and an inexplicable intrigue, our protagonist stepped inside the ominous castle. As the castle gates creaked shut behind, a chilling wind whispered dreadful secrets. Our protagonist found himself swallowed by the darkness of Bran Castle, Brasov's imposing fortress of fear. The dimly lit halls, seemingly endless, were shrouded in silence, broken only by the echoes of his own footsteps. The air was heavy, a blend of age-old stone, dust and something else. Something lurking in the shadows. His heart pounded rhythmically, a drumbeat echoing his mounting fear. The castle seemed alive, its walls pulsating with a life force of their own. Each step he took felt like an intrusion, a violation of the castle's ancient sanctity. He could feel the castle, its cold stone against his fingertips, its centuries-old secrets whispering in his ears. The first signs of paranormal activity were subtle. A soft rustle here, a distant whisper there. The shadows seemed to dance and flicker, creating grotesque shapes in the corners of his vision. He could hear strange noises, unidentifiable, unsettling, a giggle, a sigh, a whimper. Each sound was a chilling reminder of the castle's haunted history. Now, our protagonist was not a man easily frightened, but something about these halls unnerved him. It wasn't just the darkness or the uncanny sounds, it was the feeling of being watched. No matter where he looked, he could feel eyes on him, invisible yet piercing, observing, judging, waiting. The suspense was a living entity, wrapping around him like a shroud. Every creak of the wooden floors, every gust of wind through the hollow halls, every flicker of candlelight sent a jolt through his spine. His senses were heightened, every nerve alert, every instinct screaming danger. Suddenly, a cold gust swept through the hall, extinguishing the candles. He was plunged into darkness, the blackness so thick it was almost tangible. The silence was broken by a whisper, soft yet clear. An unholy voice that seemed to echo from the very walls of the castle. "You are not alone." An icy dread seized our protagonist, as an unholy whisper echoed through the halls. "You are not alone." The castle's horrifying secret was about to be revealed, a secret that would chill the bravest soul to its core. Shrouded in the darkness of centuries past, the truth of Bran Castle began to unravel. It was a tale of horror, a macabre dance of death that had been playing out in the castle's stone-clad halls for generations. Our protagonist, the unwitting guest, stumbled upon the remnants of a ghastly past, etched into the very walls of this castle. The castle's past inhabitants, once noble and revered, met with untimely, horrifying ends. Their lives snuffed out by an insatiable thirst for power, their blood seeping into the castle's cold, indifferent stones. Their screams of agony echoed through the corridors, bouncing off the walls, a chilling symphony of death that played out each night. The spirits of the departed, trapped within the castle's confines, roamed restlessly, their wrath echoing through the stone halls. They were vengeful spirits, their anger undiminished by the passage of time. Their spectral forms flickered in the shadows, their hollow eyes glaring at the living with an icy hatred. A terrifying sight that would make even the bravest quiver in fear. Our protagonist found himself at the mercy of these spirits. He could feel their icy breath on his neck, their spectral hands reaching out to him from the shadows. His heart pounded in his chest, his breath hitched in his throat. The terror was palpable. It clung to him like a second skin. He was trapped in the castle, a prisoner of the spirits, his fate sealed by the castle's horrifying history. His desperation grew with each passing moment. The spirits were closing in on him, their chilling whispers growing louder in his ears. He was a puppet in their spectral hands, a plaything for their amusement. The walls of the castle seemed to close in on him, the shadows growing darker, the air growing colder. As the tormented spirits loomed closer, our protagonist realized the invitation was not a chance occurrence, but a sinister trap.